My cheeks are on. Oh, that feels so good.
I'm putting that in. Oh. That's the only thing that's going to go out.
I'm just doing it. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Stuffed. As you can see, Brentums is back.
Yo.
Otherwise known as Brent. We still have stupid Tyler. It's okay. And me, Dustin. Today, we have no original ideas again, so we're going to be talking about movies. This time, we're going to be talking about movies that we think are overrated. Now, these are like just your run-of-the-mill movies that people think are awesome. This isn't one of them, but like The Dark Knight. That's what I would talk about. But Tyler would get upset and probably cut me with this dildo.
I'd probably kill myself.
Probably. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's it. Basically, movies that everyone loves that are definitely overrated.
In our opinions.
In our opinions, obviously.
But we're right.
We are definitely right.
True.
Especially me. So, Brent, why don't you start us off since you've been gone for a while?
All right, guys.
What's your first movie?
My first movie is Chicago. I'm not too hip into the whole musical genre.
Really? Because he sucks dick like he is.
Yeah, and then he sings every chance he gets. He's a good singer. You should throw him a little beat here.
No. Anyways, so
nah.
I'm not a big fan of this movie just because, one, it's overrated. If they were to get some people who have no big,
penis?
Yeah, that. No names. Give people who aren't big actors, big musicians, and bring them in and make that movie awesome. But yet they bring in sucky-ass musicians, and it just ruined it.
It was like Catherine Zeta-Jones and...
Yeah, she was about the only bright spot. I like her.
Oh, yeah.
She's pretty hot.
Did you ever see that movie, Tyler?
I've never seen it. Isn't like Richard Gere in it, too?
No,
I think
different.
Yeah, Richard,
more like
the gerbil
Richard Queer. Right, guys?
This is why nobody watches her videos.
I know.
And who was it? Renee Zellweger in it, or is that just my imagination?
I can't
Possibly.
remember. It's like I said. I think it sucks. And
Speaking of Renee Zellweger, she looks awful.
I think she looks better after her surgery. Honestly, like she was always like a weird look. She looked fine when she was young, but as she got older, she looks stupid.
She looks stupid.
Anyways, on Chicago, it's not really my kind of movie, but I remember I never wanted to see that movie because I was supposed to take this girl on a date to see it, and she stood me up. So I was like, "Fuck that movie."
My mom was married.
I know, but still hurts. So yeah, I didn't really know. I remember it got like tons of critical acclaim. It was like supposedly I think they're running for Best Picture that year. I don't think it won. Maybe it did. I can't remember.
I don't think it did. It's just because it sucked.
It definitely seems overrated. I like a good musical, but that one just seems stupid because it's just dumb.
Yeah, I don't even know what it's about.
Chicago. Alright, well, what's your first one, Tyler?
My first one is probably going to piss a few people off, I think. I think it has a pretty good following. And that's The Hangover. The very first one. I mean, the other two, I saw those as well, and they were just terrible. But this one is like the popular one, the one everyone thinks is hilarious and loves. I saw it. It was funny, but it's not like hilarious, like nonstop funny, and it's not the greatest comedy like people make it out to be. And when I tell people this, they always say, "Oh, you're just one of those people that don't like popular movies."
The contrarian, basically.
Even though The Dark Knight is one of my all-time favorite movies. I mean, that's not the most popular movie of all time, probably.
Pretty much.
But yeah, The Hangover, it's just, I don't know. It's not bad.
I agree. I saw it, like, when I saw the preview for it, I'm like, oh, that looks really funny. And I saw it, I'm like, oh, that's really funny. But I never thought it was, like, hilarious. The year before, because it came out in 2009, in 2008, in the summer, they had 3 big comedies. They had Tropic Thunder,
Hilarious.
Step Brothers, and Pineapple Express. Like, those were all, like, hilarious movies. For that, as far as that whole, like, you know, time of movies, those were hilarious. Hangover's good, like, but I will say it does not hold up. Like, my wife watches it all the time. She loves it. So I watched it, and it's just like the jokes they're not really funny. They were funny the first time you saw them, but you can't watch them over and over. It's not like one of those kind of movies like Dumb and Dumber, or for me, Step Brothers.
Step Brothers is another one I don't think is that funny. Sorry.
You are
You're stupid.
I don't hate it. Just like I don't hate The Hangover. I just think it's way overrated and not
It's
very
not even
good.
like Step Brothers is just more of a cult movie. It's not really like critically acclaimed. I think it's got really bad reviews actually.
Probably.
You know what, Tyler? It's the fucking Catalina mixer.
Fucking Catalina wine mixer,
Bitch.
What would you think of The Hangover, Brent?
I liked it. I'm like not going to be watching it over and over, but I thought it was a good movie when I saw it. It's like one of those movies where you go and watch it every so often just to refresh your memory of it.
Yeah.
But then it's like, and it's the same old damn jokes that, like the same jokes that they used in that first movie, they used it in the second and the third.
Yeah, the whole thing is just like, you know, the wild Vegas experience. I don't know. It's been done.
I think the only thing good about the third movie was they brought John Candy in.
I don't think I saw the third one. I maybe saw parts of it, but
I said I saw the second and third one, but now that I think about it, I probably haven't seen the third one. I know I saw the second one. That's the one that's like Taiwan or whatever.
yeah. The second one was really bad.
Yeah, it was.
So, anyways, my first overrated movie is Heat. That's like, it's a really big movie, apparently. It's like got a huge following. It, like, people, when they say they love it, it's like, oh, you know, Al Pacino and Robert De Niro, they're such badasses. Like, I've never thought of them as badasses. Like, people say De Niro because he was Raging Bull, and they say Pacino because he was Scarface, but I don't think either of those characters were badasses. I think they're just like garbage. The movie itself is just like long and boring. The shoot at the end is kind of like, I don't know. It's like this, if you like listen to it and watch it with like surround sound, it's pretty cool. I've done that once, but I don't know. The movie's just boring. It's dry. Like, I don't find it compelling. Like, it doesn't really do anything good. Like, it does. Like, the characters aren't particularly badass. The action scenes are kind of like meh. I don't know. It's just subpar, and it's billed as this like great movie, but I don't think so. What about you guys?
I always heard great things about it, and I've never seen it until about 2 years ago. In fact, I bought it on Blu-ray because it was like on sale for like $6 or something like that. Watched it with my girlfriend, and I liked it a lot. Actually, I thought it was really good. But
I thought you said you didn't like it.
no,
Oh.
I did. God, you don't listen to me.
I don't, because you're stupid.
Jesus. No, I enjoyed it. So did my girlfriend. She liked it a lot, and I don't know, I thought it was good. The only thing I heard was that it was good. I didn't hear anything else besides, you know.
I've heard people like rant and rave about that movie a lot.
I mainly watched it because apparently Christopher Nolan got a lot of inspiration for The Dark Knight because of that movie. It was several years later, like probably like 5 or 6 years later after The Dark Knight came out that I watched it, but still awesome.
I've seen it, but I honestly don't remember it. I'm a big Robert De Niro and
Never heard of him.
and shit, what was his name?
Al Pacino?
Al Pacino, yeah. It shows how much of a fan I am. I like them in like Devil's Advocate, right?
Yeah.
Al Pacino, and
I thought your favorite Al Pacino movie was Jack and Jill.
no. I did like Robert De Niro in The Godfather, though. He was badass in that movie.
That's a movie I've actually never seen.
Same here.
I've never. I don't really like movies that glorify crime. Like I think it's just stupid. But anyways, what's your second movie, Brent?
My second movie is it's a combo of 4, just because they had to make the last one into 2. Well, there's 5 movies. Just I believe that last one was 2 movies. The Twilight movies. God, those things suck. And I don't know what these young kids see in that damn movie. I mean, hell, The Lost Boys was a way better vampire movie and had a way better love story than that whole series.
I just think I was gonna make a joke about Brandon Lost Boys, but I'm not going. I'm not gonna go that direction.
Shut up.
I didn't see all of them. I've seen most of them though, because of stupid women.
The only reason why I saw them is because I built them at the theater.
Yeah, I saw the first one, and because I built the movie and I had to watch it to make sure it was okay, working properly.
Excuses. Sorry.
And I honestly, I didn't think it was as bad as everyone said. Like, if I gave a score out of 10, I'd say 3 out of 10. But basically, the way I've heard, everyone says it's either 10 out of 10 or 0 out of 10. I think it was a 3 out of 10, which is garbage. Those movies are notorious, either love it or hate it. If you love it, you're probably an idiot.
And 12.
And 12.
That girl.
And if you hate it, you're probably just a regular person.
You're a guy with a good taste in movies.
Yeah. What about you, Tyler? What's your second movie?
Second one is Avatar. The Last Airbender. No, that movie was terrible and garbage, but I don't think that's a overrated movie because a lot of people hated it. But Avatar, the one with the little blue creature things, I don't like it. I think it's a stupid movie. I don't get what the whole hype was for it. Everyone was like, oh, 3D technology, and to me it was like every other 3D movie that I've ever seen. The CGI was like every other CGI I saw. There's nothing special about that story at all. And the fact that James Cameron wants to do, or is working on multiple sequels right now, really that's almost as bad as hearing how they have 14 Transformer movies already ready. Did you hear about that?
I did not.
I did not know that.
Yeah, 14 Transformer movies already.
Yeah, I like Transformers, even though some of them suck.
The first one was
awesome. At least you can just turn your brain off. Avatar, I think the technology was pretty awesome. I remember seeing it, and it was just it was definitely a gorgeous movie.
Yeah, the colors of the movie with the 3D effects, they popped. And
Josh Groban likes his women to pop. Little, it's all a slang reference. Yeah, no, Avatar, I thought it was okay. I think it was maybe 5 or 6 out of 10. It was really way too preachy. It's oh, okay, we get it. You're pushing the whole anti-American thing in a science fiction movie. We get it. We don't like it.
Yeah, we get it. You want us to all have sex with our tails. We understand.
Yeah, I as far as the movie, I didn't really relate with any of the characters. I was rooting for the bad guys to win.
To me, it's a movie where it seems so big, but I just really don't understand why. Why are people excited for the sequels? I don't... I could see if, oh, yeah, it was a good movie, but not it's the greatest thing ever. That's how people treat it. That it's such a great movie that...
I think just people want to see continuance of the story. For me... I can relate in some degrees just because of the Star Wars or Lord of the Rings. You get excited at the end of the one movie.
And when you touch yourself, you turn blue.
Well, that's only when I think of you. But it's the excitement of seeing what comes next, of the endless possibilities. Your imagination flows to think about where this could go, and then you get let down.
I'm not looking forward to any of the sequels.
Yeah, me neither. So my second movie is Skyfall. This movie is loved by everybody, and I basically, maybe it's because I don't like The Dark Knight, but it's basically a copy and paste of The Dark Knight. You have a villain that's eccentric and weird, and I think Heath Ledger was way better of a villain. I mean, playing the Joker, but anyways, in the movie, the villain gets captured halfway through the movie, only to secretly have the upper hand without any kind of explanation of how he got it. I think that it was just long and boring. But the main thing is just the villain. I don't think he was very good. It was like copy and paste. Like I think it was a Javier Bardem or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I back to where he became famous is No Country for Old Men. I think that character's one of the worst characters ever. Like I think that movie is very overrated too. Didn't make my list today, but Skyfall, like I don't know, it was kind of like trying to be too fancy. It was a copy and paste of The Dark Knight with it, James Bond inserted. I didn't think the action scenes were particularly good. I just think it's overrated.
I love it. I think it's a great movie. It's No Casino Royale, which we all know is the best James Bond movie. That movie's awesome.
GoldenEye, and actually everyone hates it, but I love Quantum of Solace. I think it's like the best movie.
I don't have anything
really good.
against it, but I think it's the weakest out of the not Christopher Nolan. God, now you have me thinking Christopher Nolan. Out of the Daniel Craig James Bond movies.
Move that mouse.
GoldenEye is awesome.
It is awesome.
But Skyfall's like great. I don't know. I know you hated the whole Home Alone thing towards the end.
Yeah.
But to me, I think it was awesome. I think it was a really good approach to James Bond movie to make it slightly different.
I liked it. I mean, I agree with. I did have questions on how he got the upper hand and how he,
It may have said how, but I just remember watching and thinking, this is stupid. Like, how... I don't know, it was like, whatever.
But it is a James Bond movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. It's like the Dark Knight's not a bad movie. I think it's just vastly overrated.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
Vastly overrated.
You're right, I'm underrated. What is your third movie, Brent?
The Others.
No, which one?
The Others.
There's a lot.
Shut up, Tyler.
That's a horrible, horrible joke. And whatever fans we have, we just lost.
Yes,
No, we lost. That
thanks
was my
to you.
hard-boiled joke the last episode.
I don't remember what it was. It was probably bad.
Yeah.
It was.
What was the whole thing with the others?
It was it's like a World War II picture where the husband goes to war, and it's with Nicole Kidman. It was a horrible movie. I heard people really liked it, and it was a really good movie, but it just sucked. It was kind of like the World War II version of what was that movie?
Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense.
Yeah.
Wait, it was a ghost movie about a war?
No, it's kind of like. Have you seen it?
No, I've never seen it. I literally thought The Others was that horror movie with Nicole Kidman.
It is.
Where she goes to that haunted house. But I could be getting that confused.
I don't remember exactly what it's about. I just remember the basic spoiler alert. She killed her kids, and those are the ghosts that are haunting whatever she. I think she hires someone to come in to like cleanse her house, but it turns out she murdered her kids, and they
Her
are the
husband
ones
died
that
in
are.
the war, and
She went crazy.
Yeah,
I don't.
It sucked.
I don't remember a lot about it. I just remember being kind of underwhelmed. Like, oh, this is kind of crappy, not very good. But, I don't remember much about it. You haven't seen it, so... What is your third movie, Tyler?
Maybe this is the movie I was thinking of. The third movie for me is... I know this is going to piss my girlfriend off. Sweeney Todd is garbage.
It's going to piss my wife off, too.
That's okay. I'll fight her.
She'd take you down.
Probably. Back in the day, I was a Tim Burton fan. Not like one of those weird gothic kids that like Tim Burton. But, I mean, I'm a fan of Batman, obviously. It's one of the better Batman movies. And, Beetlejuice. Did he do Beetlejuice? I think he did.
He did.
I liked all those movies. And up till then, I liked most of his movies. And then I was excited. I remember Christmas time. I don't know what year, though. And my sister and cousin were up here. And they're like, oh, we want to see it. We love Tim Burton movies. And I was like, yeah, me too. I went and saw it. And we all hated it. It's garbage. Johnny Depp can't sing, first of all. I don't know. It's just... I don't get the popularity. A lot of girls like it, I notice. And unlike you, I like musicals a lot.
No, I don't like that musical.
Yes.
I like musicals, but not that one.
Johnny Depp doesn't play... He plays the same character. It just has different makeup. That's like, oh, look me, I'm a weird... I'm a intricate, special soul. I don't fit in the real world... But I want just different makeup this time. Like, I think he's like the biggest hack ever. I think he's garbage.
In that regards, there are a few movies where he doesn't play the same characters. Like, What's Eating Gilbert Grape, Chocolat, All Chocolat.
I haven't seen that one, but like his old movies, he was fine. But like everything basically past pirates. It's like, oh, look at me, I'm a weird, intricate,
Yeah, like-
special sunflower.
There's one movie that makes this statement super true, but nobody believes me. 21 Jump Street. I knew that was him the whole entire time. By the way,
I did too.
It was like, and then I would say that to people. They're like, "No, I didn't know it was him." I was like, "Really?" He does that whole like where he leans his head back and acts like he's drunk, like freaking Jack Sparrow.
What movie were we talking about?
Yeah.
Sweeney
No,
Todd.
Sweeney Todd. I don't know. I didn't really care to see it. At that point, I was already over him.
Well, it's like Jack Sparrow in different makeup in
Yeah.
a different movie, basically.
Killing people.
Just without the...
Yeah. I didn't ever really want to see that movie. Well, my last one is The Fifth Element. Now, I actually like this movie, but it's like a cult classic, and maybe it's just like the group of friends that I hang around with. Like everybody loves it. Like they think it's like the best thing ever, and it kind of like doesn't do anything good. It's not really that funny. The action scenes aren't very good. Like the story's kind of like generic. I don't know. It just the characters are just like the whole movie just tries way too hard. It just tries to impress you. It tries to be fancy. Like sometimes the best thing about a movie is just showing like basic stuff, and it just tries. I get it's this really hip sci-fi movie, but it just never
Connected with
it never connected with me. It's just kind of boring, and it just I don't know. It's not I can't watch it. It's okay, but it's not a movie that if I had never seen it for the rest of my life, I won't be sad at all.
I have only seen bits and pieces of it. I always heard great things, and I've actually always wanted to watch it, but never have. So I have no opinion on it, really.
I like it. It's entertaining. They do try too hard in regards to the whole, they have Debo for president.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I love Debo.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
That's my bike. That's my spaceship.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I've never seen the movie.
It's a Friday
Especially in
joke.
school.
I know.
I've never seen that movie either.
But
That's a good movie. I just watched it recently. It holds up still.
I don't know. They just try too hard to make especially aliens. They could have done so much better with those aliens. I don't know what they were thinking about. The evil aliens trying to attack, and then that black entity, the evil entity, trying to consume that they needed
Obama?
Emila Jovanovic to cleanse from the universe.
It's just kind of generic. It's like held up as this movie that's really like cutting edge, but it's really just generic.
I mean, the only real draw to it is the fact that it had Bruce Willis in it.
Yeah, and I it's funny. I remember seeing the previews for it when it was getting ready to come out, and they would show like the little critics clips, and it would say, "Oh, the best sci-fi movie since Star Wars," and like I just remember thinking like that's no way, because they would show.
Does that mean the prequels, though?
Maybe they shoot like they showed like the 5-second starfighter action sequence in the trailer, but they try to make it out to be like that. But if you watch the movie, there's nothing really like that.
I know he has. I'm gonna mispronounce his name. Luke Benson, or I don't know. No, the director. He's the one who did like Taken and stuff like that. He's did Fifth Element. He has that new movie coming out. It's like Valerian and the 9 Planets or something. Or I don't know what it's called.
I have no idea.
Sounds
But
like Try Hard.
it's based on a comic, but you can tell that they're trying to push the whole like Fifth Element fan base into it.
Mm-hmm.
That movie looks like pure garbage too.
Okay, so in that aspect, the only movies that ever actually captured the comic book feel was the first 2 Batmans. That what the heck is his name?
Tim Burton.
Tim Burton directed.
Yeah.
They went too far in all the other Batmans except for the Dark Knight series, like Batman Begins. What was the one after?
But those are more
Batman-
like crime
Batman-
dramas. They weren't like comic books.
Yeah, but-
Yeah, they went for
But
more.
they went too far in the comic book aspect of the Batman. It just sucked in, and it kind of turned me off to the Batman movies until after the new ones came out.
Even though this is off subject, Batman vs Superman to me is the closest thing to a comic book movie, and I think that's why it got a lot of hate. Because
No, I didn't feel it that was that way. I thought it was more. I mean, obviously, Superman and Batman aren't real, but there was a lot of
what?
You're not supposed to tell them, Brent. I never read those comics, but it did feel like a comic book movie. I don't think it's nearly as bad as people say it is.
No, I didn't.
I think there was some stuff they could have kept out.
I felt the element of the comic, but it wasn't like overblown in all the other Batman movies.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, those are our most overrated movies.
In our opinions.
In our
just
opinions.
so people don't get mad.
Ooh.
Even though our opinions are right.
I like that movie that's horrible.
I don't think anyone that watches the others is doing that, really.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Anyways,
Twilight is awesome.
Yeah, I just know probably we'll get some SJWs mad about not liking Sweeney Todd.
Probably.
So.
Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and see you next time.
Peace.
Oh, my cheeks really do hurt. Can you help me out here? Can you help me out, Brent? Can you rub my cheek for me? Tyler, I need another hand.